Hey guys, Sherry from The Watering Mouth here. I'm doing a really casual video today because I want to explain something that I just decided today. Basically what's happening is I'm starting up another 42-day challenge for myself. I end up doing this about once a year, and the point of it is to get superior nutrition within 42 days. There's so much research that proves the fact that nutrition is what prevents and reverses current disease in the body. And we're talking cancer in 30 years, we're talking diabetes now, we're talking anything that you have going on. The best way to combat any of those things is with nutrition. And I am a huge believer in it. I'm just not always perfect at doing it. Usually what happens for me is once a year I get so fed up with the way I'm eating that I'm just kind of, falling off the wagon all the time and not being as nutritiously cautious as I can. And I just get so sick of it that I have to sort of put myself on a challenge that says, nope, for 42 days you're done. You have to be very strict and just get the best nutrition possible and not cheat. And I don't like to look at it like that as cheating or diet or something like that. It's more of a lifestyle. And I find that every time I do the challenge every year, it gets easier and easier and easier. And throughout the rest of the year, it holds me off for longer too, that I continue to eat healthier in that way. I've been somebody who's always been very in love with food. It's been such a big part of my life. And I've been able to overcome a lot of the issues I had with it for so long because of this way of eating. When you go through this 42 days, you basically choose the most nutritious foods all the time. So based on the amount of nutrients, like amount of micronutrients per calorie. So for instance, if you think of kale, kale is rated as the most nutritious food on this scale, along with a few other dark leafy green vegetables. And the reason that they're rated so high on what they call the Andes scale is that they have so many micronutrients like antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, things like that per calorie. So it's a low calorie food, but there's tons of nutrients in it. That's how you rate it. So kale, collard green, watercress, those are the super high nutrient foods. Then as you move down, you've got other green vegetables. You move down the list, you keep going lower and lower in nutrition per calorie. So the things on this particular lifestyle that are supposed to be eaten are dark leafy greens, any other kind of vegetable, and then you've got fruits and berries and things like that, and you've got beans and legumes and nuts and seeds. And so those are basically the groups of foods that you can eat. So it's technically vegan. You could eat a little bit of dairy or meat if you wanted to, but it has to be a very, very small amount. I choose not to. I consider myself mainly vegetarian, but during this I stick to pretty strict vegan because I also do notice a difference in my body when I eat animal products, eggs and cheese and dairy and things like that. I don't really like the feeling I get when I eat them. I still eat them sometimes, but on this challenge I specifically don't. And then, so you do this for 42 days. You also don't use oil, you don't use salt, you don't use any kind of salt-based seasoning. You can use any kind of seasoning you want as long as it doesn't have salt in it. And you can use a little bit of, say, like Bragg's liquid aminos, low sodium soy sauce type things, but just a tiny, tiny bit. So you really have to watch your salt intake. So that's what I'll be doing for the next 42 days. The benefits that I notice from it when I do it, I basically have weight loss, of course, that's huge. It's very easy to lose weight that way. It's hard to do the lifestyle, but it's easy to lose weight this way. You also, your taste buds change, which is the coolest thing. So it takes a couple weeks and it sucks in the beginning. It's not fun because everything tastes not as tasty as you want it to. As you go, it sucks and sucks and sucks for like 3 weeks. For me, it takes about 3 weeks to get out of this kind of funk of the way I used to eat. Oh my god, my cats are going crazy right now. So it takes about 3 weeks to get adjusted to it. So imagine that 3 weeks is not fun. It's not fun to be eating this way in the beginning because it's just hard. It's just so different than what you're used to. It's more difficult to eat at restaurants, so it requires a lot of planning. And I have found that whenever I'm successful with anything, and I'm not just talking like food, I'm talking like exercise, work, getting things done around the house, whatever it might be, it's always when I plan that I do the best. When I actually write out a list of what I'm going to do that day, and I actually put my pencil out and I'm like, okay, did that check. That's really important for me. So I'm going to show you the beginning of my 42-day challenge. I'm calling it the Eat Good Challenge. So the most important thing for me to do on challenges like this, whether it's eating good, whether it's getting all my work done, anything during the day I need to get done, I have to make lists. I will actually stick to them if I do. So I do this the night before, I do the morning of, and I say, these are the things I'm going to eat. this is how much water I need to drink, and I actually just check them off during the day, and that works for me. So today it was apple, cucumber smoothie with some berries, mushrooms, steamed broccoli, and I'm gonna have some soup later, and I made a dressing to go over everything that's really tasty. Also for these challenges, water intake is really important. Most important for me because I get kidney stones, so I have to be careful to make sure I'm hydrated throughout the day. So I try to do like 3 of these mason jars. These are about 30-ounce mason jars. Will be good for a day. And last but not least, I always use this this little post-it note to check off the days I've been on it. It really does help to motivate me. And I just put an X through each day when I'm finished with it, and I'm ready for the next day. And real quick to show you some of this, what I ended up doing was I made that steamed broccoli and I did make the mushrooms. So I'm on track for today. I can cross those off my list. And the mushrooms, the way I do them, super easy. These are all from a bag, pre-cut. So is the broccoli. Taking it easy on myself. Take it easy on yourself too. Don't add any oil or water. Mushrooms let off a lot of water themselves. And then I just added about half a tablespoon of some tamari, which is like a gluten-free soy sauce. Or you could use Bragg's liquid aminos. I really love this stuff. Just use a tiny bit and you get some really good salty flavor. Mix that in there, and then what I ended up using was this dressing I had made actually for a salad, but it went really well on these vegetables. I couldn't believe how good it tasted. So I just added some of that onto the vegetables, mixed it up, and ate it like that. It was the perfect little midday snack. And now I'm ready to have my soup that I pulled out of the freezer from earlier. And it's 3:10 p.m., which is perfect timing. I'm gonna have some yummy soup, and I will be totally on track for the day. I'm going to try to share my progress with you as I go. Follow along. I'm doing a lot on Snapchat right now. I love Snapchat because it allows me to do videos like this that are super casual. Also, I do a lot on Instagram, Facebook, and Periscope as well. And my usernames for those are either the Watering Mouth or the Watermouth at each of those, just because of the character limits. So follow along with me there, and you'll be able to see what I'm eating when I remember to post it. And you can see also my cats being crazy sometimes and how I'm feeling throughout. So, and if you want to follow along with me and try to do it yourself, that's great as well. I'm basically following Joel Fuhrman's Nutritarian 42-day challenge, and that's the eating lifestyle that I choose for disease prevention and longevity and all that. And I just believe in it the most out of everything I've ever read. It's my main philosophy for eating. So I've had a lot of great success with it myself, and I have a lot of friends who've had great success with it as well. And it is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. It's really about becoming healthy, getting as many nutrients as you can so that you can live as long as possible. Follow along with me. Thanks so much for watching this, and talk to you guys soon. Bye!